name is Nicole Cieslak. I am a functional nutritional therapy practitioner specializing in gut health, digestion, and hormone imbalances. Today, I just wanted to share a little bit of my own personal healing journey and just hopefully give you some insight into what it's like to live with chronic illness, or if you're already in this journey, to let you know that you're not alone and that I have been where you've been. And although our experiences are not the same, we all have our own individual journeys and struggles and battles we're fighting. I have been through some very tough things that I'm here today to tell you about. And so no matter how down you are and depressed you're feeling or hopeless you are feeling, you can get through this, because the body is incredibly powerful and strong and resilient, and it wants to heal. You just need to give it the right things and the right support. And so my journey really has been going on my entire life. I have a lot of childhood traumas and emotional trauma that I've had to work through. My parents did not have the best of marriage, so there was a lot of fighting, a lot of name calling and swearing and just general negativity. And so I carried that negativity with me throughout my entire life. And only in the last year or two have I really done a lot of the emotional healing work that I have been missing for nearly 30 years of my life. And it feels like a weight is being lifted off my shoulder once I'm finally digging into those emotions and realizing that being that angry person, that's not who I was, that's not who I am, that's not who I want to be. And we tend to just shove our emotions down in a box and forget they're there or live in denial about them, and they just kind of sit in a dark, dusty corner. So if that's you, the only way to get through this is just to address it head on. And I know it's hard, but you can get someone to help you and guide you. For me, I did do talk therapy. It was not very helpful for me, and it could have been just not the right personality fit with my therapist, who was very nice, but I'm just not sure was able to help me in the way I needed. So I really turned to something called EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom technique tapping, and releasing trapped emotions, because emotions get stored in our cells, in our lymph, in our connective tissues, in our organs, where they live. And so we need to get them out. We need to address them and expel them. And so those there's very, very successful and promising alternative therapies out there. A lot of people are microdosing psilocybin, biofeedback, neurofeedback is all really great. But in terms of my health, so this all kind of started in 2012 with the physical symptoms after I had a spinal surgery. So I was given, obviously, general anesthesia, which messes up your brain and kills, your microbiome and severs the connection between your gut and your brain. I was given antibiotics, muscle relaxers, opioid painkillers, and so those things were just, they nuked my internal microbiome, my gut health. So everything was wiped out, and that's not a good thing. You do not want that. And so I struggled with, it took me years, from 2012 to I think 2017, to actually find holistic nutrition and integrative medicine, find a doctor who would listen to me, who would do the necessary testing and could give me my first official diagnosis. Conventional doctors before that just told me I had IBS because I was constipated. I would literally not have bowel movements for days, and I would have a rock hard stomach with pains and just indigestion and burping and gas, but nothing was coming out, and I couldn't eat foods. I was miserable. I was emotional and crying all the time. I was angry. I'm an introvert anyway, but I became an even more of an introvert, a shut-in. Didn't want to go out, didn't want to have fun because I couldn't drink alcohol, I couldn't eat food. I literally would wake up in the middle of the night and just throw up because nothing was moving in my system. And this wasn't happening down in my large intestine or my colon. It was happening higher up in my small intestine because of what I now know to be small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, and leaky gut. And so food particles and toxins and all these things were leaking into my bloodstream, creating massive inflammation. And the imbalance in my gut was causing immotility. It was just messing up my body's homeostasis and my normal elimination pathways. And so, I mean, so many memories of me just like throwing up, or even making myself throw up, because I would eat, my food would not go anywhere, I would be nauseous and miserable. And this was not a byproduct of an eating disorder. It was a byproduct of me feeling like crap and the food just having literally nowhere to go. And I remember, like, at midnight one night, I was on a run to CVS to go get literally all of the laxatives they had, but the laxatives weren't working because it wasn't an issue in my colon. But I would just pound them. I would take the tablets, I would use the suppositories, I was doing enemas, I was doing Miralax, which is an osmotic laxative. None of those work. You develop a tolerance and dependence to them. It's not good, but that's the only thing conventional medicine will give to you, other than more prescription drugs. I was on acid reflux meds, which only made things worse. But yeah, I was labeled as IBS-C, and that is not an actual diagnosis. That is what they give you when they don't know what else to do for you. IBS is a symptom, not a root cause, and I had not gotten to the root cause. It was a very dark time for me. I was, like I mentioned, depressed, emotional, distancing myself from people, but also trying to engage and start in a very serious relationship that I was not sure was going to make it. Thankfully it did. He put a ring on it. We are now married happily, and I'm thankful he was able to support me and stick through it. But so yeah, that I struggled with SIBO, IBS, leaky gut. I got that diagnosis in 2017. And then I also was referred out to an acupuncturist because I was not 100% better, to deal with my emotional side, my adrenals, and insomnia and things like that. And so she had mentioned parasites, and it was the first time anyone had ever mentioned parasites to me, and I was like, oh my God, I think you're right. Turns out the Chinese herbs she gave me did not work. They maybe detoxed me a little bit, but so from late 2017 up until like late 2019 and early 2020, I was still battling parasites, extreme hormonal imbalances. Like 2 weeks out of the month, I was miserable. My breasts were swelling. They were tender to the touch. I would bite your head off if you like looked at me the wrong way. I mean, I just did not feel in control. That I felt like an alien invader in my own body, and that is what parasites do. They feed off their host, they take control of their host, they steal their host's nutrients. And so I've been battling parasites for a little over 2 years, and I am just now making progress in getting these a-holes out of my body. I'm expelling them. There's worms, I can see them, and it's actually super refreshing. And if you're totally grossed out, I get that, like I totally get that, but getting them out is just so important. You feel so much better. Like I feel like a shade is like being lifted up off me, and I'm slowly starting to become myself again. And so I'm actually still in this healing journey. I still have more parasites coming out. I'm still doing the protocols. I also did testing and found out I had, heavy metals. I had lead and mercury, which parasites feed off of that. So these were compounding the issue. And I'm having insomnia. And that's another symptom of parasites. And so I'm so thankful that I found nutritional therapy, that I went back to school and was able to help unlock more pieces of my puzzle myself. Which is actually where I found the products that worked for me for my parasite cleansing, where I was able to get the heavy metal testing. So I haven't had an official, integrative doctor or MD for 2.5 years now, and I am doing it on my own. And I think we all need to be empowered to take control of our health, because if you're not willing to advocate for yourself, then no one else is going to, because your health is most important to you. You are in control of it, and you deserve to advocate for your health and for your rights, and to dig deeper and to find the answers, and to not just take things at face value. And I hope I educate my clients to do this. And I really am just their support system and their shoulder to lean on when they need me, as so many have been there for me whenever I needed them. So thank you for listening to my story. Feel free to, reach out to me via email, or, wherever you're watching this, wherever your most preferred way is to contact me. I just love connecting with people and, empathizing and just letting you know that I'm in your corner. Even if we're not working together, I want you to heal. I want you to unlock the knowledge that can help you, that can save you, that can help you get your life and your vitality back like I did, because I literally was a walking zombie. I was angry, in a fog, in a haze, suffering with depression and anxiety like no other, like just crippling anxiety that I couldn't place, and so that is getting so much better as I get rid of parasites, and I just want you to be happy and healthy. So I hope this resonated. I would love to hear from you, but thank you so much for just listening along. Take care.